So yeah, it looks like we got a good collection of people already. Everybody's going to keep joining us here. We got people joining from coast to coast. And why don't I just kick this right off here? I'm going to just talk to you a little bit about how I know our guest presenter today. So as everybody here who signed up should know, we have a very special presentation by one of my good friends, Justin Lopetrello. Now, Justin's going to be here. I'll let him come out and introduce himself, and he can kind of talk to you about what he's talking about. But from my perspective, Justin is somebody that I personally admire a lot as an e-commerce entrepreneur. I'm obviously a very passionate person about e-commerce. For those who are in our Merchant Mastery Elite program, you'll know me in there. You'll know that I'm pretty passionate about this stuff. But I'm genuinely intrigued and infatuated by people who commit their careers to e-commerce and do amazing things. And Justin is truly one of those people. From the moment that I met him, I was always very, very impressed with his commitment to improvement. So he's come a very long way since he and I first met a couple of years ago. And I've seen him do a lot of masterful things. So he can probably do anything under the sun. He's an absolute expert now with Facebook, with Klaviyo, with offers, with running a store, with fulfillment, with hiring teams. He can do it all, this guy. And I'll let him come out here and talk a little bit about that. But one of the things I saw him solve, is one of the great challenges that we must master in our e-commerce journey, right? In this day and age, the biggest problem that we're probably facing out there in the marketplace is the rising customer acquisition costs, right? So if you want to go and, it's one thing to build an amazing website. It's another thing to get qualified buyers to that website. So unfortunately, customer acquisition costs are rising. It's costing us more money to get the right kind of buyers to our website and converting. It's not all doom and gloom. It's still very much possible. Like, there's a lot of strategies around it. Everybody, there's ways that we're doing it, but a new focus needs to be not only on just acquiring customers, right? If we're going to acquire customers and it's costing us more to do it, we need to retain these customers. We need to service these customers better. We need these customers to fall in love with our businesses so that we can continue to sell to them again and again and again. We need to grow customer lifetime value, right? The first time a customer buys from us, there's always a cost associated with that sale. But when a customer buys from us a second time and a third time and a fourth time, we make more profit because there's not a steep acquisition cost associated with that sale the second, third, fourth, and fifth time. So if you can grow customer lifetime value with every customer that you kind of pay to acquire, that's how you build more profits in the long run. And I know Justin, he's in Merchant Mastery Elite. He's in Merchant Mastery Accelerator, which is kind of a more advanced program that we have here at Merchant Mastery. But I've seen him do some remarkable things. As I said, he's a master of kind of every e-commerce trade you need. But one of the things I've seen him do almost better than anyone I know is build a really awesome loyalty program, right? Everybody here has probably heard of a loyalty program where you reward customers for their repeat purchases and retention. Okay, so this is one of the things I've obviously seen Justin do a lot of things really well, but I saw him build out a really remarkable loyalty program, and I was fascinated. Like I said, infatuated. I was almost like having a e-commerce crush on Justin and what he was doing with his loyalty program. So without further ado, everybody, I think we've given everybody a chance to kind of join the call. I will bring out Justin and he can do a little intro, and he's going to walk through the full presentation. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to pop them in the chat, but I'm just going to kind of sit in the background, Justin, and we can do a little Q&A at the end. So everybody, welcome Justin.
Hey everyone, thanks for having me, Scott. Thanks for the intro. It is funny to think about when I first met you a couple of years ago. I had like no idea what I was doing. I think I was asking you about how to set up a pixel. So, but it speaks to the program, if you just follow, like, I think that's what you're talking about with my commitment or whatever, is I just wanted to listen every step of the program, take as many courses, coaching as I could, because this e-commerce thing is more like a puzzle. It's not really impossible. You just have to solve one thing at a time. And I'm going to touch on that in the presentation here, but sometimes you may not feel you're getting the results you want in 3 months or 6 months. And I remember having many calls with Scott, like, what am I doing wrong? But looking back 4 years later, it's just like laying the foundation. What you can do over a decade is pretty incredible, but in 6 months periods, it feels like you're not really moving as fast as you might want to be. especially with like Facebook ads, you might see someone who goes, I went from 0 to 10 million, but those are more the anomaly than the case study, right? So anyways, as Scott said, my name is Justin Lopetriello. I'm a e-commerce store owner. I own a store called Togen's Fly Shop, and I'll pop that link in the chat actually if you guys want to check it out later on. You can get reference to some of the things we're talking about here. Oh, that was privately to someone. So that's my URL, togensflyshop.com. We're in the fly fishing niche. So it's a really small niche. And one of the things that I needed to solve as time went on was there wasn't huge audiences to target because it was so micro. So I wanted to focus on how I can build my repeat business. Still trying to acquire customers, but I figured if I could save every customer that we ever got, the business would be huge. Now that's obviously impossible, but today I'm going to teach you how to maximize your customer value on a 60-day and a 12-month window using rewards and loyalty. And some of the things that I've done, some of these strategies over the past 3 years have helped us grow to 56% in repeat customer rate while growing our top line revenue 98% year over year. I was even shocked. I was looking at that yesterday, trying to pull these stats, and that has been able to help us scale our business by double in the last 12 months with a 0% increase in ad spend. So all of that extra revenue went to the bottom line, which at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do too, right? Revenue is one thing, but you want to have some of that fall to the bottom line. And especially when you're growing with increased ad costs, like Scott was talking about, becoming profitable becomes harder and harder at a larger scale, depending on your business and the margins you have. But at least for me, that's what I found. So I appreciate you guys giving me your time today. I hope you can walk away with at least one action item that can help you grow your business. And if you do have questions, like Scott said, write them down, and happy to get to them at the end. And we can possibly stop along the way if I'm skipping over something that you guys need clarification on. So with that said, let's get started. I need to share my screen here, I think. Is that working? Can you guys see that?
Yep, looks good.
We're good. Okay, cool. So today we're going to cover why you need the rewards and loyalty program, how to set up your program, how to market your program, and then using that program to actually grow your repeat rate and measure the retention of your customer base, which is the ultimate goal for me at the end of the day, is to make sure that we're growing retention rate. So first of all, why use rewards and loyalty? Currently, with Facebook iOS update, ad costs are continuously rising. Also, as more brands go online and big brands, they're able to throw their budgets at Google and Facebook, and they kind of push us out of the auction. So we need to be able to find ways to increase our 60-day LTV and make sure that we're getting those repeat buyers to keep coming back so that you can be profitable on the second, third, and fourth purchase. Another reason for rising ad costs is owning your own list will give you a huge advantage over the long run. So like I was just mentioning, about 6 months or 3 months may not see where we're getting. 4 years down the road, I look back and I see we have a large base of customers that are repeating continuously, and we're able to market to them through email, SMS, social media without using paid ads. And some of our biggest sale days come from when we are emailing our own list and we don't actually have to spend any ad money on it. So it really does help with any downturn in new customer acquisition. For example, if you get your Facebook ad account banned, which happened to me just last week, so I'm not able to run ads right now. It's nice that I still have an email list to be able to email those customers, keep the revenue coming in while we get those things sorted out. Another thing is with high repeat business is increasing the value of your business. No matter what your goals are with your business, at one point we all do exit, whether you die, you retire, or you sell your business. So having a business where it's not all just new customers is going to make it a lot more attractive for a buyer down the road. Or at the very least, it just makes your business more stable to where you don't have to worry about if there is something that happens to your Facebook ad account. You can still keep running your business and still have some sales coming in. Another reason for rewards and loyalty is customer engagement. So the more engagement you have with your customers, the more brand loyalty you're going to have. Depending on your product market, I'm in kind of a commodity market. It's nice to have something that differentiates us when we're all selling the same products. And what we're trying to do through customer engagement is build little micro commitments of time. So if you're on like the value journey, you can think about a tripwire offer. a commitment of time is also a version of a conversion. And through rewards and loyalty, when in between the time that they're purchasing, you can get them to make these little micro commitments, and they'll spend a little bit more time in your brand, whether it's sharing on social, it's coming back to the site to see what rewards you have. All of these things will add up over years to where people become more almost addicted to checking your website. You're training the customer to revisit your website essentially. Rewards and loyalty also just differentiates you from competitors. So like I said, if it's a commodity product or just your own brand, having a solid reward program is just one more reason to choose you over another company. Some companies that I think were really great at this is like Starbucks with their Star Rewards program, or Canadian Tire here in Canada. They had like dollars they used to give out. I think they went digital now, but it's like one more reason. If you need to buy camping gear and you have those dollars saved up, you're more likely to go check where you have some dollars saved up with Canadian Tire, or in this case, it would be your own brand. And then lastly, which is my favorite part of rewards and loyalty, is it allows you to capture the full value of your traffic. So when ad costs are going up, I remember when I started, I used to get $5 CPAs. Why I didn't spend more then, I don't know. But now it's like $60 for the same customer. So when we're paying $60 to acquire a customer, you want to make sure that you get as much value out of that as you can. So through rewards and loyalty, we can increase our 60-day LTV. Trying to build in some stuff, which I'll show you about how to get that second purchase within 60 days. It'll reduce your CAC cost, and it'll allow you to spend more on customer acquisition over time. And then you're going to gather some customer insights and data, which we'll talk about with surveys. I think that's really important as well. As iOS comes in, you're able to see less data. The more first-party data that you can own, the better it is going to be for your customers, because you can serve them the products they want, and also for the brand as well. Here's a couple of stats that I pulled about retention programs. Take stats as you will. A lot of them are, skewed, but I think we can all agree that it is cheaper to resell an existing customer than it is to acquire a new one. And your existing customers are much likely to try new products. Spend, in this case, it says 31% more compared to your new customers. And I have seen that in our own data as well. Like a first purchase, a new customer for us, average order value is $76, where a repeat customer is spending $105. And anytime we have new product launches, like I mentioned, those are our biggest days from existing customers. This one here, you can increase the value of your company by 30% with only a 10% increase in customer retention levels. That is one of my favorite stats that I found. If you have $1 million business, say enterprise value $1 million, and you can just tweak your repeat customer rate, you can add $300,000 of value, which is massive, whether you're raising money or you're just trying to sell your business. That can be a huge difference in what you actually net in your pocket. And 58% of internet users believe rewards and loyalty is one of the most valued aspects of the shopping experience. I have found this too with our customers. In our industry, at least, not a lot of people even offer rewards. So they do love that with us, they can get some points. And personally, I've found that our loyalty members are worth about 4 times more than our non-members. So I pulled the data over the last 3 years of having the program, and non-members spend on average $76 a year, where our members are spending $302 per year. And that means a massive difference in gross margin that we have. So I can go out and I can afford to spend $60 on a CAC, or on a new customer, sorry. We're on a $76 order, you'd be losing money, but we know we're going to make it up with data over the next 12 months. And as the quote goes, the business that can afford to spend the most to acquire a customer wins. So that's what we're trying to do here, is build this program so you can see 12 months down the road what your data is, and you can, with some sort of knowledge, know that you're spending more to acquire a customer, but you're going to make that money back, and it will allow you to outcompete your competitors. Depending on the type of market you're in, sometimes it's a lot more competitive, and the big brands are doing that. So we need to find a way as small companies, without all that funding, how can we compete with them as well, if you're trying to get to a certain scale? So what exactly drives loyalty? If we're trying to build a business with a high repeat customer rate, we have to know what is driving the loyalty. A strong program, everything I'm going to go through today, will help you enhance your business results, but it won't fix a poor business. You must have product market fit. I know Scott is always talking about that. A great brand, product, and service for this to work. So for this presentation, I'll assume you have all of that. But you do want to go back and look, like, are you doing the best that you possibly can to take care of your customers? Is there some other things that you can do to stand out and make sure that you offer better service? And I'll touch on that in a moment here as well. Driving high repeat rates definitely depends on the product as well. So consumable products by nature, it's going to be a lot easier to get a high repeat rate through rewards and loyalty. If you don't have a high repeat rate there, it's probably an issue with the product. If you do have a hero product, which is quite common, like one main product that you sell, you'll have to try and work a little bit harder to use rewards and loyalty, whether you can have additional products, can you sell affiliate products? You're just trying to build out your value journey, so there is some ascension model there. And everything I'll teach you today, like I said, it will amplify your retention results, but it has to be built on a strong foundation. If you're just getting started, you can take notes of this. And I think that's a great thing to do, is that as you're building your business, build it the right way so that you have an ascension model. If you're selling just one product, it will be harder to get high repeat rates, but you can always use that initial profits off the first product to build out a larger product catalog. It does take time as well. So like I mentioned here, to figure out if you do have a great brand or product or strong customer relationships, these are some metrics that I track on my growth scorecard to see if we are doing the best that we can. And it allows you to look from a high level on a weekly basis as to where your support might be lacking. So what's your average email response time? That'll vary for you, but we try to make sure we answer every email before the end of the day, and inbox 0 for our customer support. Are you offering support in multiple ways? So email and phone support, Facebook chatbots. You can use something like ManyChat and automate some frequently asked questions, and social DMs as well. Instagram, TikTok, whatever you have. But if you can offer support on multiple channels, that's definitely going to help. What's your return rate? Average review stars. These are some basic stuff. And are you doing things to surprise your customer? Later on, I'll show you a couple of things that we do through our rewards program that has really helped us surprise the customer and kind of stand out. So before we start building your program, the first thing you want to do is define your goal. Everybody's goals will vary a little bit by business. If sales is the objective, make sure that you build your program to drive sales. If you're trying to build micro commitments or just engagement, it will always vary a little bit. But I think for this purpose, everybody's going to want to try and get some sales there. To do this, I use post-purchase surveys. I email my customers. I ask them what they're looking for, and I'll show you those surveys later on. And then I actually added those things into our rewards program. So, for example, people said that they want free shipping. Well, we can't afford to offer free shipping, but through rewards, we were able to do that. And that's become one of the highest redeemable coupons that people get through our program. And with your goals defined, we can start to build your program. So setting up the program, this is really the easy part. A lot of it, I believe, is that foundational work of making sure you have a strong business and you have good customer service and your products are solid. Setting up a program, we're going to choose your app. We're going to design the program, how you earn points, how you redeem points, and we're going to name your program. And then we're going to add some gamification, which is kind of a fun part. So here's a few apps. You can screenshot this, or I don't know if you guys are going to email the slides afterwards, but there's multiple different apps that you can use for a rewards program. I've personally used Smile.io and Growwave. Yachtpost, Stamped, Bold, they're all pretty much the same. I would suggest that you just look for what has the features that you want and what fits your budget, because the pricing will vary heavily as well between the different apps. And spend some time on this, watch some YouTube tutorials, really find out what you need, because I just went through the process of switching rewards apps and it is kind of painful. Customers lose points. It was kind of a mess. So when you settle on one, you kind of want to use that one for the long run. I suggest something that has VIP tiers and landing pages. I found those to make a really big difference for us. Some of them just have like a little widget in the bottom corner. Depending on your customer base, that might be fine, but it is hard to run ads directly to a widget instead of a landing page. So once you've decided on your app, we're going to start where the customer starts, which is earning points. So when you first open up your app, they all have the same. They're going to make you upload your logo, decide on your branding and such. But the main thing we want to focus on is, how do customers earn points? You want to reward customers that will incentivize them to the goal that you previously decided. So if we're looking for sales, I like to reward a lot more for sales and a little bit less for those micro engagements. If you're a newer brand and you don't have a ton of repeat business already, you may want to reward a little bit more for stuff like sharing on social and leaving a review, because it will help you bring your site to life, add a little bit more social proof to the website. There's a couple examples here. Try not to use too many. Some apps will let you have like 20 different ways to earn, but that can be like paralysis by choice. So I try to limit mine between like 5, 6, sometimes 7 options. And I've kind of listed them here in the way that we do them in priority. So points for purchasing, that's like if you spend $1, you get 2 points. Birthday rewards, that's 500 points for every birthday. Sharing on social, so that's like your micro commitments, you're rewarding them for that, but the point should be a lot lower. What I try to do is keep this around 3% cash back. So if customers are spending $100, they're going to get about $3 worth of points back for that order. And I find that to be a sweet spot where we're not giving up too much margin, but we are also rewarding them enough to where they feel like they're getting a discount. And I found this to be a good hack if you're in an industry with MSRPs where they won't let you sell below discounts or sell below certain levels. Offering points the brands don't catch on to. So you can sell your product slightly cheaper. Obviously be careful, this is disclaimer there, but that's what I do. And it allows us to discount our product slightly in an industry where they don't allow discounts. And that has built loyalty as well, because if people can save a couple bucks, they're willing to do that. And last thing on this too, don't be too worried about rewarding your customers with too much points. Like, it is still way cheaper to give 3%, even 5% to get that customer back than it is to acquire a new customer. The name of the game with this thing, with rewards, is just trying to retain 100% of your customers. It's not possible, but that's the way that I like to think about it, is how can we retain everybody? Okay, so redeeming for rewards. Once they have earned points, you need to make sure that the rewards are something that people actually want. In your program, they'll be able to see what they can redeem for right away. And when I was doing some research for this presentation, I saw some brands that you have to earn like 10,000 points to even start redeeming, at which point customers are probably not going to want to even engage in the program. So I try to have a very low offer to begin with, where on that first purchase, they can actually get a reward. So they're more likely to redeem that reward on the second purchase. You may want them to build up, and they have to save up to get to the reward, but it might take 2 or 3 purchases. In my opinion, it is better to just get that second purchase right away. The more purchases they have with your brand, the more likely they are to keep coming back to you. So try to make those rewards meaningful. I found, like I mentioned, free shipping is the best one that we offer. We do offer coupons. And even outside of the rewards that you see here, I try to offer other bonuses. So reward members, they get access to something called VIP days. We don't really do sales too much, but they get access to these sale days that are hidden from the rest of they're not advertised, they're not sent out to the rest of our list. It's just to our reward members. And those are, like I mentioned, those are our biggest days ever without any ad spend. We also do limited edition products. So like gear is really big in fishing. So we'll make custom hats or custom shirts that you can only get as a reward member. Whatever things you can do, think about your brand. If it's clothing, that could be limited edition t-shirts. Try and find something that you can do that will stand out and give them a reason to want to earn points. That's not just for the coupons. Is there something else you can do that will add some value there? Early access to sales, like I said, that's a really good one as well. Just try to make it fun. You know your brand, put it on brand. On the topic of on brand as well, naming your program. So you can call your program like Bob's Rewards, but trying to name it something that is a little bit more tuned to you. So we sell fly fishing materials. So we call our program Fly Bucks. It's a small thing, but instead of in all of our emails, all of our copy, instead of saying, hey, earn points, they're earning Fly Bucks now. And I have a few examples of some other brands that I think have done this quite well. We have Starbucks here, the Starbucks Stars. I'll refer to them a lot because I think they're really killing it with the retention program. The Karma Bank, so they sell kombucha and they name theirs Karma Bank points. This is kind of what Smile looks like as well. Tushy, the bidets, the Clean Butt Club, just like another joke that they can do and, you know, earn points for purchases and get free shit. Like they're very on brand. And Domino's here, they have the piece of the pie rewards. So think, what do you have in your brand that could be catchy, funny, or maybe your more serious brand, but what can you do to just name it that is a little bit more on brand instead of just points? These small things to edit and edit your brand and make all of the copy kind of congruent will add up over the long run. Okay, so far you should have your app picked out. We're getting to the point where we're earning points, customers are redeeming for points, and you've named your program. And now we're going to add some gamification to the program. Gamification is just like, it's like video games. You're trying to create ways for them to level up, to have competition, to earn status, add a little bit more fun to the program, because it can get, on a base level, it's quite boring. Shop with us, you get points, you earn some cash back. But can you add things in there that will make it a little bit more engaging for the customer? Gamification is another version of micro commitments. Tripwire offers on your customer value journey, get them to commit a commitment of time instead of a purchase. And when the customers are, you know, sharing on social or earning VIP rewards or doing prize wheels, these things I have listed here, they're committing their time to your brand. More commitment of time to your brand, they're more likely to make purchases. So, oops. These are a few different ways that you can do this, surveys and quizzes, and I have a few examples, so I'll show you those now. VIP tiers. So this is, I dropped the link earlier. You can see this on our website now. When customers log into their account, this is something we added in the last 2 months, and it's been going quite well, is they can earn different tiers of VIP status. So down here in the left-hand corner, when they're logged in, they'll see the next tier they qualify for and what they need to do to get there and what they get. So as a member of a VIP tier, you get a free gift at every level. You get a point multiplier, so you earn a lot more points. So it goes from 3% to 4% cash back. And you get badges, which we've made here, like a little silver fly. These are the products we sell. So you can earn bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And it's adding a little bit of status to them, where we're gonna add in like a leaderboard, we're thinking at one point, where these badges will be attached to their profile. So they can kind of compete with different members as to what status they're at and what free gifts they got and what their point multiplier is. And that'll be attached to a forum, which customers suggested, about a place where they can chat and share pictures of their flies. They can also share their statuses here. And this is why I suggest when you're picking your app, if this is something you want, not all of them offer VIP tiers. So try and find the one that works well for you. And you can offer VIP tiers based on the amount of dollars spent or the amount of orders. So whatever applies to your brand specifically. We chose to reward on orders. And a little caveat too is be careful with how you do it. We set the tiers too low and people were jumping up so quickly that we were giving away like 6% cash back on all of our orders. So we had to step it back and kind of make the numbers work. So take some time before you build your program and do the math and make sure everything works for you. Here's another example of gamification. So Victoria's Secret did like a social media sharing campaign, which worked on 2 ways. It was a micro commitment of time where customers were sharing their photos on Instagram and tagging in exchange for points. But it was also a brand awareness campaign too, because now you're getting hundreds of posts on social media. So some of these things in rewards can overlap with your other initiatives. If you're using the value journey model, try and find where on the value journey you want to plug. What holes do you need to fill this quarter? And use your rewards program to fill those holes. If you need more brand awareness, can you leverage your customers who are your VIPs to get them to share on social and create more brand awareness for you? Prize wheels. So you can do this with Privy. Some of the apps have it built in as well, but there's a lot you could do here. Some examples that I thought of is redeem 100 points or redeem X amount of points. You get to spin the prize wheel, possibly win a prize. You could do spin the wheel to earn a certain amount of points, or 10% off, free shipping. There's different things here. Just get creative with what you think will work for you. And you can test a bunch of different things. I would try to switch these things up multiple times. Starbucks is quite good at that. The reward program changes every week. So if you're using the same reward program for years, change it up from time to time and you'll get more people to engage with it. REI, I believe this is like an outdoor store. They did this during like the Pokemon Go craze. I think it's called virtual reality, where you can hold your phone up in the world and see the Pokemon Goes. They did it in New York with their products. So they hid products all around New York in virtual reality, and customers could download the app, they could scan it, and they could go search. It was like a treasure hunt, I guess. And when they found the products, they would be entered into contests to win those products and earn points in the rewards program. It's a lot more advanced, but just another idea of gamifying it and bringing the online business you have into the real world. And Starbucks, once again, Starbucks rewards, they always have like buy 3 lattes, get 80 points or 80 stars and a bunch of different things, and it's changing all the time. You could even do things like this as well, where they're doing giveaways. Can you get people to redeem rewards to enter a contest for a giveaway? Bunch of different ideas you could do there. What I like to do is I just keep a list. Whenever I see brands, I have a notes app in my phone, and I just write them down continuously. And some of them I'll never use, but if I need inspiration, I can go there and I can look and see there's like 40, 50 different brand ideas. And before I move on to marketing the program, do we have any questions about setting up the program? I know I'm kind of like flying through this thing here.
We had a question come in, Justin, from Scott Wolpow. He said, it's a good question. He said, how do you verify and check social posts or shares? So like when you earn rewards for sharing on social, how is that all tracked?
So if you use smile.io, which is what I was using, I don't know about the other ones, but they actually track it for you somehow. I'm not sure, but it would add it to their account right away, the points. And also Instagram made it a lot easier now. Whenever someone tags you, you get a notification in your inbox, in your DM. So I have some examples later on of some emails I put in the bottom of all of our emails, tag us on social to earn points and or to get entered into a giveaway. And I get a DM every day with that. So if you have like a virtual assistant, or you can do it yourself, you can just have them all take note of those Instagram handles, and you can enter them into giveaways that way as well.
Excellent. That sounds good.
Any other questions? That's the only one.
Yeah. Any other if anyone has any questions along the way, I saw a couple were asked in the chat, but some other people were answering as well.
Okay.
But honestly, I had some amazing takeaways so far. I'll kind of save my thoughts for the end here, but let's keep going.
Okay. So marketing your program. This is my favorite part. I mean, we're all marketers here, so building it out sometimes, I mean, that's the grunt work, but now is the fun part where you actually get to sell the products and sell the rewards program to your customers. So marketing is crucial for results. You can implement a program, you can put it on your website, but it's probably not going to get a ton of engagement. I put a lot of work into making sure that we're continuously telling customers about the program at every step of the value journey. And before we dive into this, done is better than perfect. So don't worry about, like, you don't need everything set up that I'm going to show you. Just setting up your program and having one email to tell your customers is better than nothing. So don't feel like you have to have everything perfect to begin with. Like I mentioned at the beginning, it took me 3 years to build this out. The first one was not anywhere near where we're at. So email, SMS, paid ads, organic social, on site. These are what I use. There's other channels you can probably use as well. On site, this is usually where I would start. So once your program is set up, you want to put some different banners, pop-ups, landing pages, menu links, product descriptions. You can use these interchangeably to advertise that the program is now available. You're getting traffic to your site every single day. Might as well let them know about it. If you have like a 2% conversion rate, 98% of people are not buying. So if we can get them into an email opt-in list or into your rewards program, that's going to be helping you capture the full value of your traffic like we talked about. And those people may not convert on day 1, but they might convert on day 45. And that will help your 60-day LTV. And it's just like a big loop. You're trying to build this machine that continuously works for you. So I have a few examples of on-site. Right here, we have the Hudson's Bay. This is on their homepage. As soon as you land, big banner letting you know, join the rewards program, get some rewards points, click to sign up or go to the details page. A few examples from my website. So this is on our product page. We have a little rewards bubble here that pops up when you end up on the product page. And when you're not signed into an account, this pop-up over here will say, sign up for rewards. In this case, I am signed into an account. So for repeat customers who do come onto our site and sign in, it lets them know you have a discount available, add the discount to your cart. And we see that really helps push people over the edge. If they're shopping, they're gonna buy it now. And because we're in a commodity market, they may be comparing our price against a competitor's price, but the competitor's not offering a discount, or in this case, like a reward. So sometimes that pushes them over the edge. This is on the footer of every page on our website. So in the right-hand side here, there's a little banner advertising tokens, rewards, earn flybucks that you can redeem for products, gift cards, and more. And that's always available. Once again, people who are hitting the website, if it's from a blog on SEO, or sometimes I don't know how people get to certain pages, just you have a bunch of, if you're doing omni-channel marketing, you have traffic arriving at random pages all the time. And if you can have something in the footer that you can capture that traffic, rewards sometimes is a little bit more engaging than just join our email list or 10% off. This here is a landing page. So this is our dedicated landing page, and I've put a little arrow here that we keep a link for it in the footer menu as well. And this is kind of what it looks like for a customer who is signed in. They can see their next tier that they're going to get, the rewards they have, the history of their rewards that they've used. That's something that I didn't have with Smile, and that's why I switched over to GrowWave. That's what this app here is GrowWave, is that customers can actually see what they've used before. And I could create a little FAQ page where I can put videos explaining how to actually use the program. That may not be necessary for your brand. Our customers are a bit older, and sometimes they had a lot of questions about how that works. So I created videos to show them. So after on-site email marketing, this is my favorite part in any kind of marketing. Scott knows that as well. I believe email marketing, if you're trying to have a high repeat business, I mean, it's where all of the money is going to be made. It will vary a lot by business, but 20 to 40% of your revenue coming from email is quite healthy. And in my experience, our loyalty program has ended up driving a solid 10% of all of our email revenue. And there's 4 different ways that I use email marketing for our program, and this aligns with the value journey. So we have segmented campaigns, which can be used at any stage, really. The convert stage, the excite stage, depends on where they are. I might segment out customers who have never purchased before and send them a rewards program. If they're not responding to a coupon or responding to new product launches, just another thing to hit them with. I can also email our customers who have purchased, once in the last 180 days, but not again, and say, hey, you've got rewards to use. So multiple areas you can use segmented campaigns on the value journey. Your post-purchase flow is mandatory. You should definitely have rewards in your post-purchase flow. Abandoned cart flows, which I have examples for everything except for abandoned carts. I'll touch on that now. Abandoned cart, usually if you have your day 1 and your day 2 and they don't purchase, by day 4, you might give them a discount, day 5. What I'll do is on like day 10, I'll email them a rewards. So if they still haven't bought after offering discounts and free gifts, I'll say, hey, try our rewards program. And it's just like one last reason to email them in the abandoned cart flow, and a dedicated loyalty welcome flow. So I'll show you some examples here of the ones that have worked best. This is our dedicated welcome flow. This is where 80% of all of our loyalty results come from. So when they join the loyalty program, they get put into this flow. And these are some stats I pulled from last 30 days for the program, and it is our most engaged flow that we have. Huge amount of the revenue comes from here, and a lot of the, open rates, it is what it is right now with Apple. We don't know how true it is, but the point of this flow here is to welcome them to the program and get them to actually redeem points and earn points now. Like any welcome flow, we want them to make a purchase right away. And I'll show you what these emails look like. And what we're trying to do here is track our placed order rate and track our redemption of points. So I want them to buy, and I also want them to use their points. I don't want them to earn them and not use them, because if they're actually spending points, they're going to keep coming back, and they're building that behavioral loyalty of visiting our website, seeing what's new, earning points, and redeeming those points. So when we started out, we had a 10% redemption rate on points. And over the last 2 months, since implementing all these things with GrowWave, we've got that up to a 26% redemption rate. And I don't really know what a good benchmark is for that, but I'm happy that it's increased. I want them to spend more points, and hopefully we can get these amount of points earned to be a lot higher. Since we're rewarding mainly for purchases, the points are actually resulting in dollars. These are not like fluff points, just a bunch of birthday rewards or social shares. So this is the welcome flow that we mentioned here. They're going to be in order: email 1, 2, and 3. So email 1, this simple email, welcome to the club. Here's how you earn, and getting them to start earning their flybucks. So this will be a dynamic one that will send them over to the page where they're already logged in, and they can go to that landing page I showed you to start earning rewards and spending rewards. Email 2 is shop, earn, and spend flybucks. And this one dynamically pulls in their points balance. So it will show them exactly the amount of points they have, and it can show them down below how they can earn more points and what they can get rewarded for those points. I also throw some products in here as well, bestsellers with the Klaviyo dynamic block, so that way they can, go redeem their points and spend it on something right away. And the last email, which if you see here, you're not getting a ton of purchases, and click rate's a lot lower because they haven't even made a purchase yet if they're getting this email. But I do want to let them know and plant the first seed in their mind that they can refer a friend, because we're going to follow up in the post-purchase again about this. And this is the refer a friend email. So it's a little long. I had to do 2 screenshots here. What I found is try to make it as easy as possible. So that's why I made it step 1, step 2, steps 3. At the base of this email, when it's dynamically inserted, it'll give them a link to share with their friends. And the easier you can make the referral process, the more likely you are to get referrals. You want to remove as much friction as possible. Before, I used a much more complicated process and we never got referrals. And even now, referrals are going to be a lot lower on the amount that you get, but it's a free customer. You didn't pay to acquire that customer, and it's most likely a very loyal customer because a friend told them about your business. So the post-purchase flow. This is the second most important, so get your welcome flow for sure. Post-purchase flow, you definitely want to have something in there. The first thing I would do is like a little hack for you is in Shopify, the transactional emails, edit your order confirmation email. I can't count how many stores I see where they use the stock Shopify email with the blue button. And if you edit it to just match your brand and you mention in there, thanks for your order, check out our rewards program, that's going to be a massive for you because it's the highest open rate email. With Shopify transactional emails, they rarely get bounced because it's a receipt. So edit that and put a little link in there. Don't add an image, just make it simple. And then in the post-purchase flow, usually on like day 15 to 20, I have this email go out here, which it says claim your rewards, rate above this, earn more points. It will dynamically insert the amount of points they have. And then it tells them this button will change. If they're not a member, it'll say activate your account. If they already are a member, it'll say spend your points. And this is getting them to make a second purchase. And what I include in this email a lot of times is a free gift, or you could do a coupon. But what you're trying to do here is this email is going out in the first 30 days. You want to incentivize the customer to make that purchase in the first 30 to 60 days. That's going to go back to what we first talked about with increasing your LTV. If you're reminding them right away, here's a free gift, here's your points, come back and make a purchase, and you have Ascension products to sell them, you're going to get a lot more purchases right away. And that will allow you to spend more on your customer acquisition on the front end. And over time, you'll have enough data to prove that, hey, I make an extra 30% in value over the first 60 days through this program. And you know that you can spend more on customer acquisition on the front end and get a little bit more scale. In the post-purchase flow, we also have an email farther out. In this case, I only do it for 2-time purchasers because usually here we're getting that second purchase. And then they get put into a 2-time purchaser automation flow. And we ask them to refer a friend. So we planted the seed in the welcome flow, and now we're following up on their second purchase. They've known the brand, they've received an order by now, and they're more likely to refer a friend. So we have a little landing page on the website here. In the top right corner, they can see their points balance, what they're going to get for referring a friend, and what their friend actually gets as well. So you can mess around with these numbers here to see what fits for your business. But if you can, like for us, we can spend $60 to acquire a customer. So in this case, we're giving out $20 of benefits to acquire a referral customer. It's a lot cheaper, so we could probably even go higher with this, but I've found that we get good referrals with this. But if you're not getting enough, try increasing the discount. Give them 15 bucks each, 20 bucks each. It's still cheaper than acquiring a new customer on Google or Facebook. And as with any sales in person or online, a referred customer is the most loyal customer you're ever going to have. And it is very, very rare that you get tons of them, but sometimes they can be awesome. We actually had a referral customer at the beginning of the year. It's a rare case, but he referred someone over, and this guy has already spent $3,000 with us this year, which is one of our highest AOV customers we've ever had. And that's through referral, just because his friend recommended it. This is what that email looks like in the post-purchase flow. So refer your friends, get rewarded. You both get 10 bucks. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Here's your link. Refer your fishing buddies. Try and make it simple, short, and make sure that it works well on mobile, because that's most likely where they're going to be doing this. And next steps. So to recap, a rewards program will amplify your retention results, but you do need to have a strong base for your business to be built on. Done is better than perfect. So use what I've shown you here today to just get started. If you can implement just one of these things, like getting your program set up and have one email go out, that's going to be better than nothing happening. Every day you're getting traffic to your store, you want to try and retain some of those. And over time, you can start to build and tweak. Usually I would set this up and let it run for 60, 90 days. Don't start optimizing right away. And then reach out to your customers who use the program in a survey, or you can write them one by one and ask them what you would do to improve. A lot of our best suggestions have come from customers by doing that. Instead of just trying to figure out what we think will work, we can actually ask our customers. And I have a couple bonuses that I found. So for a high repeat rate of customers, these are some of the things that we've implemented outside of our rewards program that have really helped us scale. Post-purchase surveys, number one. All of our best ideas have come from our customers. And now that we've had this thing rolling for a little while, we're getting 3 to 5 surveys per day coming back from our customers. And anytime I'm stuck on what to do, I have a look at those. The app that I use sorts them by similar responses. So I can see, oh, 40 people said this same thing. Maybe we should do that. And it's just the biggest hack that I've found to be able to make the right decisions is ask your customers what they want. And this is what that looks like for us. I have this email on the left-hand side here. It's a letter from myself. Can you help us out? We're a small family business. Answer this short 5-question survey. And we're getting 40% click rates on this email, which is huge. People are always giving us these replies. And this is the survey they go over.
We got a couple immediate questions about the app you're using for that survey.
I will have to check. I'll have to check.
Okay, yeah.
Can I pull that up after?
Yeah, we could circle back. Keep going.
Okay. But you could use any type of app too, like Typeform I'm actually thinking of switching over to Typeform because it's nice how you don't see it all at once. You can do one question at a time. But I'll figure out what this app is here as well. The point is ask questions to your customers, listen to what they want. And it's the biggest thing that we get back from our customers is, I can't believe you listened to me. A lot of brands these days don't want to listen. This is what our customers tell us. It may be different for you. Secondly is handwritten notes. That's been huge for us as well. Another thing about being online, if you're a growing business, a lot of times customers feel that they lose that touch if you started out as a small family business. And it is quite simple. Just have whoever picks your orders. If you're doing it yourself, just write, thanks, Scott, for your order. Simple, but that small little handwritten thing, don't try and automate this. Make it handwritten. It keeps it personal. And I think you can get to a large scale still writing handwritten notes. It's maybe if you're at Amazon level, it won't work, but for all of us, it should work. Another thing we do is product samples in every package. So we include a small little sample. With that sample, you're getting a brand sticker. You're also getting a coupon card for a free gift on your second purchase. And it's like a little welcome package that they get. I've seen other brands do like Airheads, like a candy. Whatever you can do that's on brand with yourself, give them some kind of gift or sample or whatever it is. Can cost you 10, 20 cents, but it will go a long way in standing out from the rest of your customers. And then VIP days, like I've mentioned multiple times now, is have special days for your customers where they can shop. It's exclusive to them. They'll be your biggest sale days you get. And it's always fun to have like a day where you break a record and it's all in one day and it screws up your operations, but it's cool to see. And the last thing for high repeat rate, or a little hack, like I said, is customize your checkout and customize your order confirmation emails. Everybody uses Shopify. If your checkout buttons are blue, unless that's your brand color, but if they're blue, it looks the same as every other checkout page. So take a few seconds to edit your order confirmation email, edit the checkout, make sure that it all matches, and it will help with retention, in my opinion. So that was everything that I have for you guys today. I appreciate your time, and I hope you got some value out of it. I know I ran through that fast.
Justin, wow. Round of applause. That was amazing. The chat is a buzzing with questions now.
I can't see it.
Yeah, maybe once you just stop the share. But let's hop into some of these. Justin, just before we get into them, do you have a little bit of time if we go over the hour to answer some of these?
Oh, I got plenty. I booked 90 minutes, so I got time.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna have to run in like 6, but Dawson's here. She can help with like the Q&A and mediating it. And I just honestly like, round of applause. Can you see everyone now? Round of applause for Justin, everyone. That was outstanding. Yeah, that was outstanding. And lots of questions came rolling in there. We saw one that was from Rachel Flores. She said, and I think you said, which loyalty app did you switch from and to? And I think you answered that towards the end there. You switched from smile.io to growth.
To GrowWave? Yes.
GrowWave?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good one there. Let's keep going. Is the VIP tier a different app? That was all done within GrowWave, right?
Within GrowWave, and they do offer it in Smile, but the Smile plan, you had to be on Enterprise, which was $1,000 a month. So that's why I switched.
Was there anything else? Like, did it come down to cost? Like, I know you liked the history that GrowWave would show you. Was there anything else that was kind of a pain in the butt with Smile?
The Smile, you can't have landing pages. You can only have that little widget.
Oh yeah.
And none of our customers could figure that out. I see a ton of brands use it, so it must work. But for us, we needed the landing page. And I found it easier in emails if I can send an email directly to a landing page instead of like, hey, click over to our site, and then you got to click the little bubble in the bottom right-hand corner. So that's why I made the switch to GrowWave. And there is glitches with GrowWave too, but it all comes down to cost too. Like I think Yotpo seems to have the best all-in-one solution. But then the problem with Yotpo is you need to spend $100,000 a year.
These prices start getting outrageous. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's keep going here. So then Dawn was asking, do you have an expiration date on your points, or do you let people keep them forever and then motivate purchase through emails?
I don't use an expiration date, and that is only because I found with our customer base, the more I try to get into that marketing thing, they don't like it. I would definitely use it on any other brand, but with our customers, they just seem to shop. The less trickery I try and do, the more they like it. So I don't have an expiration date.
Okay, good. All right, good stuff. And we'll keep going here. Then Bill was asking, is the welcome flow directly through the rewards app, or is it synced and sent via Klaviyo?
You can do it through rewards app, but I like to do everything through Klaviyo so that I can see my metrics and I can do A/B tests and that kind of stuff.
Okay, we're flying through these. And anybody else got questions, just add them in there. We'll keep going. So another one from Dawn said, for the referrals, do you reward people just for sharing your program link with others? Or do the referred people have to do something for referrals? They have to, the referrers have to purchase, right?
Yeah, the app won't allow them to, they don't get the rewards unless the customer purchases. And one thing about that is I pay attention to a little bit because they will refer themselves. So when I see that, I cancel it. Yeah.
These are some pro tips. Like just followed, like Don followed up with Justin. Congrats on creating such an amazing program and building your business so well. This is really well done. I couldn't agree more. This was outstanding. I actually had some major takeaways myself. Like one of them, like some of the issues I see when people build a loyalty program is that it goes nowhere. They build it and then kind of nothing really happens with it. So two major takeaways that you brought up there that I think would be important for everybody to remember. One, done is better than perfect. Don't overthink it. Don't prolong it. Just get it up and start trying to get it going. The second thing I really like that I hadn't even considered previously is give them an option to redeem something right away with the points they earn from like the first or second sale, right? That's a good way to start that gamification process that you were talking about, right? Like, hey, you bought something, you earned some rewards, you can actually cash in right now. Or you can gamify it further, and here's the gold tier and the platinum tier, and you could keep moving up that way. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Did you have an issue with your like early adoption when you first launched your program?
What I did, and I forgot to, now I'm thinking about it, I forgot to include in the slide. What I did in the beginning, and I don't even know why I stopped doing this, is I synced the Klaviyo list to Facebook, and I had a $2 a day ad running that says, hey, you have points, redeem. So that helped between email and now seeing it on social media. And because the list was so small, the frequency was crazy. They'd see the ad every day. But that's something that we did. I don't know how well it worked, but the click-through rate was high. Is good to get people back into the program to start redeeming right away. And it does take time. Like I said, this is not, now looking at it 3 years later, it's flying, but it was a slow build over time. And I didn't, in the moment, it doesn't feel like I was laying the foundation, but looking back on it, it just took a bunch of reps to get it built up to where now customers tell friends about it and it sort of speaks for itself, the growth flywheel, so to speak.
Absolutely. All right, we got, okay, then there's another comment from Armida and Pedram. Do you offer anything in return for taking the survey?
No, we found we didn't need that, but you could. I would suggest if try it without it. If you're not getting good response rates, you could do points or whatever you call your stuff, flybucks, etc., so that you're getting them more back into the rewards program as opposed to just a discount. They're getting the discount, but they have to earn points, and it's getting them to use the program.
Awesome. Dawson, how far up the chat can you see there? Can you go?
Yeah,
I can see it now. I'm so bummed I have to get out of here, but I made Dawson the host. She's going to keep fielding the questions here. And Justin, I'm going to like watch the rest of these questions. That was phenomenal. So thank you so much. And everybody, you can continue on, and Dawson will continue answering these questions with Justin. Thank you so much, guys.
All right. Thanks. See you, Scott.
See ya.
All right. I think the next one is just a comment about the automated mechanical pentagraph to send out handwritten notes. Kind of a cool idea.
Sorry. I got the app here for you guys too. It's called Customer Survey Form. I can drop that in the chat too.
Yeah.
And that one was just like a cheap solution, so I didn't, do your research on what you want to use.
Okay, Kimberly asks, how do you organize the VIP days?
So currently I just do we have sort of two peak seasons, Father's Day and Black Friday. And I try to use the momentum of everybody knows that it's going to be going on, and I'll give them 2 days before the sale. I'll say well, the way it is 14 days before the sale, we start emailing and running ads saying, hey, special VIP day sale is coming. Click over to this landing page to sign up to be notified. and that only goes out to our members. They will re-opt into a new list, which is like a micro commitment again. And then if Black Friday, say, is on Friday, on Wednesday, I'll say, hey, you have early access, shop before everybody else, give them a bigger deal than what everybody else is getting, and they get to shop the full stock because we often sell out on Black Friday. And I just try and stack all the benefits. That's kind of the way that we do the VIP days.
Robin said, you said that the switch was challenging, like pull your hair out challenging, question mark. I think that was talking about what you were talking about earlier. Yeah.
It wasn't pull my hair out challenging. It was just that when I switched over, because we had so many members, like we had around 6,000 people with accounts and points. So when we switched over, like a solid 10% of those accounts lost their points. And people email you, and then luckily I saved the old CSV file from Smile, but I had to go one by one and look in the CSV file, see what points they had, add them manually to their GrowWave account. So it just created more of a customer service headache. And I try to plan those things out ahead of time because, sometimes that, like, it took 2 days, and then that's like 2 days gone out of your schedule. So it wasn't that bad. We got, sorry.
There was no, like, you couldn't like import that list from Smiles to GrowWave.
I did import the list, but about 10% of accounts just glitched out and didn't get their points. So I don't know if that was a one-off scenario, but I think it's easier to take time to research the right app for you first and then start. Because also when you're new to Shopify, I found I was always downloading a ton of apps and uninstalling apps, and that really messes with your code and slows down your website. So the least amount of apps you can download to begin with, the better. So I would watch YouTube videos as opposed to downloading them and trying them out yourself. That's just my opinion on that, though.
John asks, how do you handle someone referring multiple people? Does the customer get $10 for each, and is there a limit?
No, there's no limit. I'm happy if someone refers enough people to get $1,000 off. That's fine with me because they're bringing in all those new customers. And for us, it's $20 is what we're paying for those new customers between the refer reward and the referral reward. And that's a lot cheaper than our customer acquisition cost. So I'm happy to do it. Like I mentioned, I just watch out for them referring themselves. So if they refer someone and their name is like John Doe and now it's j.doe is the email and then it's shipping to the same address, then I cancel the order because I don't like to build the reputation that we allow that stuff to happen. You may treat that differently, and that's totally fine as well.
Alice asks, is shopping available through the rewards app or does it link to your website?
The rewards app is integrated into Shopify. So when you're on our website, you're shopping on the site and the rewards is already integrated into the same thing. So it's not like a mobile app. Does that answer the question?
I think so. If not, Alice can chime in. Rachel says, for customers who use SMS instead of email, can they get workflow items through SMS?
Yeah, you could do everything I showed you with email. You could do it through SMS as well. I personally use SMS a lot less frequently, so I'll save it for like that VIP day. Hey, VIP day is coming. Do you want to get notice? I'll send out that text. But you could do the whole flow through SMS. I've just been more scared of SMS. That's more my own limiting belief on that.
Robin just said it was a great reminder to remind them to use their points. Agreed. And then Ilham said, when do you use the landing pages? You said it was useful.
Just on, if I get Robin's thing here as well, in Smile, they have a little button under settings where you can have it on the checkout page and in their account page, it'll pop up and say, hey, use your points, similar to how it showed in GrowWave. So if you're not using that, you could do that as well. But Ilham, for landing pages, I use it in the emails. So when I sent out emails before with Smile, it would be, hey, click over to our site and then click on that rewards tab. Now, when they click the button, it lands them on the landing page, which allows them to see it all available. It's just one less step, one less click that they have to do to actually see the points. You could also use landing pages on If you're going to run like Facebook ads, like I said, to your purchasers, you could send them directly to that landing page as well.
Perfect. I think the last is just, will there be a recording sent out? So I can answer that. Yes, there will be a recording sent out in the follow-up email. So you can watch for that. And then just any resources or anything that were mentioned, I'll include in there as well. But that's all we have for questions, unless anyone has any last minute things they want to throw in the chat. Oh, I see a hand up.
Yeah, I have a question. Hi. Hey, Justin, long time no see. Hope you're well. I have a question about, do any of these apps work together with a brick and mortar store? And how do you suggest you balance the two? Like, I have a Shopify store, but I have a brick and mortar store, and we're not even on the same POS because we're in two different countries. One's in the Bahamas, the brick and mortar's in the Bahamas, and the online store is US based, and we use Lightspeed, a Canadian company, for the brick and mortar, but the other one is Shopify.
I don't have a brick and mortar business, so I'm not sure, but I remember speaking with you a long time ago, like years ago, it seems. But you could do, like I think we talked about before, you could do something with QR codes where they could scan to access your rewards program online. But that's just my first thought. I don't have a brick and mortar business, so I'm not sure how it would integrate, but maybe you could, when you're looking up the different apps, that's something to ask them, is does any of them integrate with Lightspeed or integrate with a brick and mortar business? Even Shopify POS, or you don't use that, do you? No. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, and then on a separate note, just kind of, and Robin, I'd love to hear your feedback on that because you're raising your hand about having a brick and mortar. On a separate note, separate from the gift shop, we have a restaurant and bar. How would I keep that separate? Because we don't necessarily, we're not like in a, I guess, like in a busy town where, you know, there's restaurants all up and down the street. Like, it's pretty much, if you want to get food and you're out on the water, you're going to stop at Chat and Chill because it's more than likely the only place open, or open consistently with a consistent menu. So I'm saying we don't need to, but
Reward.
I still want to engage. Well, I want to engage those people, but with the merchandising and shopping, but not necessarily at the bar. So would I give them points for just coming to the bar, but they're only redeemable in the gift shop? Like, just off the top of anyone's head, if you had any thoughts about that, I'd love to get ideas.
That sounds like a great thing to test. Like, yeah, if you spend money at the bar and they can use that as discount towards stuff on the merch, if you're just trying to sell the merchandise, I don't see why that wouldn't work. And definitely, like, you can exclude certain stuff from your rewards program. Some apps will allow you to do that. So you could have it set up where, because definitely you don't want to give 3% back on like beer purchases, right?
No.
But you could have them earn, and then they could redeem that in the gift shop, and that might help, you know, cross-populate people buying at the bar and then moving over to the gift shop and checking that out as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope that helps.
Yeah, definitely.
Robin, you have your hand up as well.
Yeah, I have a brick and mortar too, Kwanzaa. And what I do is I just don't differentiate. Somebody checks out POS and my brick and mortar, I hop onto my Smiles account and I give them points. I give people points for interacting with me on Facebook, interacting with me on Instagram, for sharing my Facebook page, getting them in my VIP group. I give away points like it's candy in a parade. So you just click on the app and you search for the person's name, and as long as they have an account set up, it comes up, and then you can actually manually insert the points that you want to give them for whatever purchase. If it's a different match, let's say it's the bar, it's just for bringing in a friend for the month of June, and then they get 10 points to do that, and they can acquire points. And then you make the, as Justin said, you make the redemption of the points, whatever works for you. I think mine is 250 points is $10 and 500 points is $25, and that's the same as a gift card code for your customer. So it's pretty simple, but it's just a manual, an insert. And unless you're doing, 30,000 customers a day or a week, I think it's pretty easy to implement in a small business.
Perfect. I'll just jump to the chat really quick before we go to Ilham. So, Rachel said, can you repeat what you said about extra landing page click in eBlasts in smile.io versus others?
Oh, okay. So with e-commerce, we're trying to reduce the amount of clicks to get to any desired action. So with smile.io, they have to click from the email to the website. And then when they're on the website, they have to click the rewards button to open up the rewards bubble. Whereas with a landing page in GrowWave or any other app that offers it, they just click on the email and it directly goes to a landing page that shows them all the rewards. So it's just one less friction step where they can fall off.
And then Russ asked, have you tried stamped.io?
No, I have not. Not at all. I've heard good things about them as well.
And then Ilham, you raised your hand. You want to ask your question?
Hi, Justin. I really like your presentation, by the way. My question is, I'm just starting out and I just want to know if you had like any suggestions for like a new business, one product, soon to be two product. What would be your advice? Like from everything you learned, like I'm not at a point where I could do a huge like roll out the way you have it, like VIP and this and that, but just starting out, like building.
Yeah, so if you're just starting out, the first thing I would focus on is just get like, it depends a lot, but like organic social, try and get your first 10 sales or something like that. If you try and get some consistent sales, but in terms of rewards program, is just put up a basic program and you could make the rewards a little bit larger than you might want to offer down the road so that people are getting rewarded. If it is a one hero product and you're adding a second one, you could still give larger rewards to try and get them to purchase that second product on the second time. But if you're really just starting out new business, I would sort of save this for maybe month 2, month 3, and just try and get some consistent sales going on whatever channel you can. Like when you're starting out, or when I started out, I had a lot of shiny objects to chase and I was trying to do a bunch of these things. And rewards and loyalty is awesome, but it's not the most important thing. Retention is not the most important thing if you don't have consistent sales yet. So I wanted to get to a consistent like 4 or 5 sales a day before I even started worrying about any of that other stuff. So pick one channel and become a master at it, whether it's Facebook ads or it's Google ads or it's organic social media or TikTok, I think is the really big leverage right now. Just master one presentation or one channel of marketing and get consistent sales and then sort of revisit the rewards and loyalty. And if you are just starting, once you have that, I would just put up an app, design your program and set up that welcome flow and put it in your post-purchase flow. That would be it. Don't worry about VIP tiers. Just have, hey, you get this many points for purchasing and sharing on social and market it through post-purchase flows and welcome flows. And that'd be a great way to start.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
And Kwanzaa, I don't know if your hand is still up or if you re-raised it. There we go. And then Rachel, you had a question?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me okay? Okay, thank you. So I really appreciate what you're saying about Smile. I started with Smile and I kind of had the same strategy that you mentioned, which was, give it a try. Don't put too much work, just kind of get it started slowly without investing too much, see how you like it and check with your customers, about their experience. but I've noticed things already, like you're saying, the landing page. I actually submitted a question to them about it when I wanted one. They didn't have it. I guess I'm asking, is it worth it just to consider, though, instead of waiting and seeing how people like Smile, it seems like maybe I should just even at this early time, like consider moving over to, like you're mentioning, this other brand that, you know, just might have some of the things that I wanted that Smile doesn't have, that I wasn't aware that I needed them when I signed up. You know what I mean? They've already talked to me about a paid plan, and I said, well, I think I want to try it at the free level first. So I'm kind of already experiencing some limitations. So I guess my question is, I know that, you know, you want to build it out slowly and see how customers respond, but maybe I shouldn't, but then what about when it comes to jumping, like recognizing early, you know, if this rewards program might not be right, let me just switch it over now. You understand my question?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I would definitely, if you know that it's not going to solve for you, then I would definitely switch sooner than later, because once you have a bigger list, that's where it becomes a problem. If you just have like, even if you had like 1,000 people in the program, that won't be such a headache to switch. If you had the same situation as me, you lost 10% of accounts, it'll be fine. And I asked Smile 2 years ago for landing pages. They're a great app. I love everything about them except for the landing page feature, and they still haven't added it. So, and with some of the bigger SaaS companies, if they do add those features, they're going to put it behind a large paywall, usually the enterprise level. And for me, paying like $1,000 for an app, you should be like a massive business. So it's just not feasible for me. So I would definitely look into something at a cheaper level, and instead of waiting for a company to develop that feature, because yeah, it's a risky bet to wait for them to develop the feature.
I appreciate that, because, you know, even the VIP, I was really expecting that we would be able to use that, and that I don't want to, you know, I've just learned with some of these apps that it's a money grab for them. You know what I mean? And I've gotten hesitant to invest so much in apps before I really tried them. But a VIP component, for example, is another really critical part. We've got lots of return customers, and I want to build a really solid rewards program. And as I build it up, I want to make sure I'm doing it with the right one.
Yeah, for sure. And the price, like I do notice too, though, the pricing comes with better service too. Like the Smile customer support is way better than GrowWave, but it's because it's what you're paying for. They can afford to have dedicated teams and that kind of stuff. So it is like a give and take, but sometimes when you're like all smaller, even in my situation, we're still quite small. Like you just have to find what works for you. And if you're paying a lot for an app, it needs to generate massive results to even give a return on it. So find what works for you. And there's a lot of great options around the, you know, $0 to $100 a month mark.
Great, thank you. Lots of great information.
No problem.
Robin, you can ask your question.
I just wanted to share another rewards component that I've been implementing, and it's like pretty effective. I mean, it's definitely increased my sales on a monthly basis. And at the first of the month, so on July 1st, I'll announce whether or not I'm going to do a spin the wheel to get your previous purchase from the months before onto a prize wheel, so gamifying it. And at that point in time, all of the purchases, every single invoice number is put onto a digital wheel, and I spin the wheel live on my social media, and the winner actually wins a gift card for the product purchase that they had from that invoice. And it's something that my customer doesn't know if it's going to happen that month. I usually base it on, okay, do I need to have more sales next month? Because, you know, the July month is a slower time for retail sales in fashion. And it really incentivizes people to get their purchases in before the end of the month, because if they spend $200, they get $200 in gift cards. If they spend $20, they get $20 in gift cards. So, you know, that winner, that people love the game circuit. They really, really do. Just a fun idea.
And how
That's
often do you do that?
Once a quarter. But
Okay.
it makes them follow me. It makes them open those emails. It makes them you know, pay attention when they hear from me, because they never know what I'm going to tell them. what's the price going to be. And I do that, whether it's, again, that's a brick and mortar thing and a virtual, e-com thing that I slice together for my customers. My customer base is very small compared to, I mean, my business is only a year old. So it's something that really helps. My e-com business is a year old. I've been brick and mortar forever.
Thank you.
Yeah, lots of awesome information. I think that's all the questions. I think everyone else was just saying like great presentation. And so kind of sharing in there. I will be sending out the follow-up email if you have any questions. Justin's also in the Facebook group as well. So.
Yeah, happy to answer any questions if you have any. All right,
And
thank you all though.
Any particular spin wheel that you guys like one over another, or that you use, Justin, or you use, Robin? I've never used one, so I'm just gonna start there.
I just use wheelofnames.com. It's you can actually bring in CVS files. You can actually import that. You can type it in automatically. I actually do that for date night too, because you forget like where you want to go eat next week, and it's Saturday, and you don't have any ideas where you go eat. You just spin the wheel, and that's where you go. So wheelofnames.com. It's perfect, and it's a mobile app as well.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. I think we'll cap it off there, but thanks so much, Justin, for joining us. That was awesome.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Justin. All right, take care.